call we're doing right now. Okay. So usually, you know, whenever I meet face to face, or, you know, it's very personal when you really want to go ahead and bring down the soul of a company that actually is behind giving the essence of what the country is all about. But usually, whenever I start, because I'm a little bit of old school, so I love maps, I love geography, I love history, but most of all, I love people. So this is the priority: bringing the right people into the right position to make it happen. And of course, when you have next to you great ambassadors as J.MAK and Meg, who obviously she fell in love not only with original senses, but now she's in love with elements. Since she went on a boat, now she's like, she moves around with that flag on her head wherever she goes. So very briefly, something I want to show you. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Let me know if this is happening.
It's happening.
Okay. So if you go online, whoever goes online exploring our website, the Original Senses website, there is an agent login, which actually someone can place the email, and then automatically you will receive a password, and you will get into this B2B platform. So what is this B2B? So this B2B platform, in few words, is the epitome of how we see Greece through our eyes. Of course, not all the places we let's say we perform in Greece, but most of them. And the thing is, as many of you probably are working around itineraries which are Mykonos, Santorini, Athens, and a little bit Paros, oh my God, and a little bit of Crete, and that's it. I see a very huge demand, more and more, for people wanting to discover different places in Greece. And this is actually where the boats came in as well. So, you know, I'm a little bit putting the pieces of the puzzle together. So this is Greece. So I'm not going to go to Mykonos because I don't know exactly how friends you are with the island of Mykonos, but I'm sure it's one of those islands that you sell a lot and it's good. But I want to take you, for example, to see how this platform works in another island, which is an island that I really love. All the islands you see here, it's the complex of Cyclades. Cyclades comes from the Greek word kyklos, so like the form, the perfect cycle. In the middle of all lies one island, which is Paros. Probably most of you know Paros as well, because it's the new kid on the block. But I'm not going to take you there, because I'm going to take you there by boats in a few minutes. I'm going to take you next door to Sifnos. Not sure who knows Sifnos. So let's say you don't know Sifnos, but because in Côte d'Azur Traveler they keep talking about this island, you want to see what is all about. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Greece is sleeping. You are not, because you're in US. So what do we see here? We see, like, in a nutshell, the 15 things that put Sifnos on our track, meaning you can do pottery, you have amazing villages, it's beautiful, you have opportunities of visiting on a private cruise the different islands. The food in Sifnos is amazing, with specialties that, you know, are completely out of this world. It's very good for family, it's very good for people that they want to connect with nature. This is, let's say, the things that you need to know before jumping onto a call or whatsoever with one of our designers. So the when to go, April to October. These are the dates actually that mostly all of our islands are open. Where to stay? These are the hotels that we suggest. This is a very dynamic website. So every year, if there's a new kid on the block, you'll see it here. And this is what we believe it's ideal for. And if you scroll more down, we have 3 or 4 ideas very fast. What could be for you to read? Walk from one village to the other, experience the art of pottery. What would mean to go on a private boat? What would be the islands that you would go? And then down, there's a nice photo gallery just for you to understand how Sifnos looks like. So beautiful water, traditional villages, ceramics. It's a really an island which has all these Greek festivals where the food is 100% Greek, and you get to know all these small places where you get to have revithada. This is a soup, almost lentil soup, which is a traditional gem actually. And the sweets and the archaeological sites and the bars, which downtown, and the magnificent waters, and 342 churches in Sifnos, and music, so on and so forth. So going back a little bit so this, for example, is very fast, gives you what we believe, and what, like 2 years back, was for us a very important element to add on our portfolio, is that we navigate through the Aegean enormously, because many of our clients, not only they understood, but those that they took the chance to visit the different islands on a boat, they really got it, that it's the best way and the fastest way if you don't want to go on a 1 week charter with a big yacht, which is another product, to be on an island, let's say 2 days in Mykonos and another 3 nights in Paros and another 3 nights Milos, Sifnos or Santorini, and from having as a base the island to explore. You can explore from Paros in 1 day 4 islands, north or south, always weather depending. So before anything else, I want to travel you a little bit through the blue waters. So we have a small video of what a day could look like with elements, and then I'll take you to elements. Okay, so
be sure to share your screen again, Sophie. Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do right now. Opa, you hear the music, but hold on. Open web. Oops. I don't know what happened. Okay, share screen.
oh my God, hilarious. There we go. Brava, now you gotta unmute so we can dance.
There you go. What am I doing?
if I left, that it made no sense. And you tell your friends and they want your friends. Baby, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. What if I left, that it made no sense. And you tell your friends and they want your friends. Baby, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. So going back to elements, and I want to share a little bit very fast a presentation for everyone to understand.
And don't worry, you guys, the team will be sending all this information
Everything.
so that you can have it. No worries. You can share it
Okay.
on socials. They got you. Perfect.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I don't want to go into the first, but I want to do the mapping thing and to explain a little bit what was the idea. Is it moving now?
Yeah.
Okay, it's moving. It has to stop moving. So elements. We had one very important discussion when going to the what elements is all about. So we took a decision. So Elements is a company, it's a yachting company who owns today 6 boats. The boats today are in Athens, and April and until end of October, they have a home in Paros. So as you see, Paros really is in the center of all Cycladic islands. What is important for you to understand, which is very rare, and for example, many of you probably you're doing charters in Italy or in Croatia, or the proximity we have in the Aegean is unique. To give you examples, because okay, a map is a map, and I'm not going to go into miles. There's Nicholas on the call, and of course Yanis, who can go on more details. But the most important for you is to understand that Naxos is 20 minutes, Mykonos it's half an hour, Sifnos it's half an hour, 45 minutes you get to Milos. Santorini, which you see it's the last island, because actually under Santorini lies Crete. If you are to go direct, like a transfer from Paros to Santorini, which is something that we're doing very often, there you go, and you make a nice stop in Nios, or you make a nice stop in Sikinos, or if the weather is fantastic, you can move around Koufonisia and Skinusa. It makes a perfect day, where if it was to be direct, it would be almost 1 hour and a half. And of course, depending which boat would you choose, because we have different speeds on our boats, and I'll show you the different boats and you'll get so normally we don't cruise like crazy when departing from an island to arrive to Santorini, but in general, keep in mind that even if it is a transfer, 95% guests, they want to stop somewhere, they want to swim, so they make it like a full day. Even if you make it a full day, which is fantastic, in Santorini, we always ask for the guests to disembark latest 6 o'clock, because we need to be back before sunset in Paros. The fact that we're in Paros, of course, doesn't mean that we cannot pick up your guests if they are in Naxos, if they are in Mykonos, if they are in Syros. It's just that you will receive and you will know that we have 30 different scenarios in the Aegean, so already explored and ready for you to sell itineraries. but then it can be either tailor-made, either we would add the miles for the boats to go from one spot to the other, which is exactly what's happened anyhow in the yachting world. We have an office in Paros, and this is very important because, you know, guests, if they need whatever, if they want to, you know, we have also many amenities that many guests, they want to buy our towels, they stay in Paros and they want to pass by, or they're doing one day one cruise and then they ask to pass by again and have another cruise. So there is a base. And the most important for you to, which now I cannot show it to you, is that behind our office, we have next door a great woman who we work with for all our lunch, which is not lunch. That's why I'm saying it's more like a Greek brunch with fantastic Greek delicacies, Greek pies, tomatoes. We bring a nice, let's say, canvas of Greek food for guests to enjoy. There is a crew of different people, base manager, head technician, captains, and the selling points that you see here, there is a selling point. One for you to know is that you can have full trust on that product, which is called boat cruises, because the boats are ours. So we have direct control on the quality, not only of the itinerary, but of the captains, of what they're doing, of the communication back to you in case of bad weather. So Philema, it's how we call our Greek lunch on board. It comes from a very Greek world, which our grandmothers are using. When you go on a Greek house, it's like, Ella, come on, you need to eat. You look skinny. I need to philepso, na se philepso, that's the verb. So there comes the philema. But it's a nice word. It's not like, you know, it has a very sweet soul. We do large parties. On the video you saw, for example, that there were 3 boats sailing together. And, you know, many times we have like 2-3 families that they want to be together. So the boats actually, they go all the time together. They stop next to one to the other. And Nicholas can tell you more about it because he's the king of that. He loves doing this. And of course, all our captains are in-house. And this is very important. It's not like captains that, you know, we ask Monday, Sakis, Tuesday, John, Thursday, I don't know, Sandy, just to put also a woman on the fleet. So this is the Goldfish, 43 feet. It's an open, but of course it closes also. This is, it's an art. It's beautiful. She's Candic. It accommodates 8 people. There's always captain and hostess on the 43. It's great for families, great for couples, great for friends. It's a fantastic boat. And then probably you see that it has like a lounge bed. The picture you see down on the left really gives, and also right up, gives you the idea of this open lounge. So it has this fantastic way for people to move around, to stretch, to eat. It has a cabin. It has a fantastic bathroom. So, you know, they can change their shower. So so this is the Goldfish. And we have Axopar's cabins and Sandtop. So this would be a cabin. So we have smaller and bigger, because sometimes we have couples and they don't want a bigger one, or they want it just for a transfer very early in the morning. Land in Mykonos and come to Paros, or land in Paros and then go to Mykonos. If it's a bigger party, then they will go for the same boat but bigger, which is a 37. This is a 37, and you see it, a cabin. There you go. 6 passengers plus the captain. when we have those strong winds, many times blowing from the north, which we call Meltemia, this is a boat that, you know, many love. Santop. I'm sure those that you work, you're selling also other places in the planet like Barbados or Caribbean islands, etc. It is the absolute masterpiece of open sandtop boats because again, you're free to move around and to explore. And this is what I was talking to you about before, combo. So 3 boats together for families or for friends or for bigger parties. You see on the right, up on the right, how we really put the one close to the other. So guests, they jump actually from one boat next to the other. This is how we do it. So I think through the map, I've explained you a little bit all the areas that we cover, but you know, there's no limit. As long as the weather gives us the flexibility to move around, we'll go. Most famous cruises, Paros and Antiparos area, which actually, although we have experiences like visit the small village of Antiparos or go down, our last year's, I want to say 80% of guests, none of them wanted to get out of the boat. Everyone wanted to stay on the boat and spend as much as more time swimming and cruising and moving around. Naxos, another famous destination. And many times they want to combine it with the southern smallest Cycladic islands, such as Kinusa, etc. This is how the, I don't want to, the word is astonishing, unique. I love the small Cyclades underneath Naxos, Koufonisias, Kinusa, and it's one of those rare spots on our map, on the Greek map, where you're very protected from the winds. So if we can sail down, you're sure to find amazing spots there to swim and to spend the day. This is Mykonos and Rhenia next to Delos. Many of the guests, they combine visiting the island of Rhenia with the archaeological site of Delos. Therefore, we have, let's say, a full day of guided tour, plus swimming, plus eating, drinking, etc. Milos, another amazing spot. And this is the toys that we offer. So there is SAP, there's underwater sea scooter, of course, snorkeling gear. We have a fantastic kit for the kids, which is a fishing kit. So the kids, you know, they can fish. I've seen last year that the most exciting thing that happened to everyone was like swimming and seeing an octopus, not to fish it, but to see it. And private scuba diving. Many times we go with our boats and a kayak with all the scuba gear. So a Greek traditional kayak will come, or Zodiac will come and meet us with all the gear, etc. This, of course, means that your guest will ask us to do a scuba diving. They need to be PADI certified. We cannot operate unless they're certified. And we bring divers and all the gear and all the equipment on board of our boats, and they can go on 1 hour scuba, or if they want to do 2 dives, this is something that we can certainly do. This is our brunch on board with all the delicacies, fresh fruits, vegetables, depending on the season. You know, we have tomatoes, for example, during the whole season, but then we have sometimes carrots, sometimes because you see on the left we have all those sandwiches which are of course gluten-free, no sugars, you know, we try to be correct with all the difficulties our guests have nowadays. Of course, I can tell you, many of the guests, they say, we don't need gluten, we don't need anything. And then all these boxes come back empty. I don't know where their gluten-free issues go while on board, but they do. I don't know. Sometimes I'm asking myself. So we do full day charters, 8 hours, half day charters, 4 hours. And the seasonality is, of course, as I told you, from April through September. So I don't want to right now to go into all these details unless, you know, we receive questions, and Nicholas is here also to go through.
I love details. Tell us about pricing, Sophie. Like what a small boats start at in low season, and then what can you expect in high season?
Demosthenes, Maria, I give you the lead for this.
Okay.
Because you have this in front of you.
Well, for the small, for Axopar 28, the rates are 2,000 euros, either low or high season, more or less, and depending on where you go.
Depending on the
always,
distance.
yes, more the miles, more the price, because we have the fuels. But generally, the price about 2,000 euros for Axopar 28. And then,
but of course, Demosthenes, we need to explain you to all of you that the way we did our let's say our pricing policy, it's not that the guests pay for the boat and then they pay the miles, because that was a mess. And because, you know, we're doing charters 20 years almost, you know, it is a prime product, the chartering for Original Senses. And now with Elements, having on our back almost 300 charters last year, we know exactly what was the best way to deal. And the best way to deal is to give you already planned itineraries like Paros, Hinoussa, Milos, Sifnos, and back. And you pay the petrol, you pay the boat, you pay the food, you pay the captain. So and the commission is included. So actually it's one price. And I think, Meg, the best thing to do is we give all this information to everyone, so they have the rates and they know, so they can say to their clients, okay, you are in Mykonos and you're staying for 4 days. During these 4 days, one day you can have that type of boat and you can go to Paros, Naxos and back, or you can keep your boat and do Delos, Rhenia and back, or you're in Paros and you want to spend the full day, or it's a transfer. So because there are too many pricings, I believe it's better that we send everything, and so, you know, they can then ask us if they need. But I think it's clear this way, it's easier to sell, and, you know, there's no reason if a client on board asks, for example, our captain, okay, it's a beautiful day, can I go further down to Milos? There is a certain amount per mileage, which is 12 euros per mile. They see how many miles they're doing, and he can pay. There's a POS on our office that we bring after on the boat, and he pays on site, which is just petrol. There's nothing else. It's like he pays the petrol, like you would do when having a car, renting a car. So it's not like selling a service. There's zero commission for anyone there. The guest just pays the extra amount of petrol.
I'd say that the price range, just to, you know, give an idea, is from about 2,000 to about 6,000, from the smaller boat, the smallest distance, to the best boat, whatever, the most, you know, goldfish, and the longest distance. So in between, we have the different choices of the boats and the itineraries, and it always depends on the destinations. But a very, very rough idea that someone can have in mind is from about 2,000 to about 6,000, which is, you know,
The frame.
includes everything, as Sophie said. So the fuels and the food and the captains and the hostess. And yeah, of course, we can add on during the cruise. But yeah, we include everything in this price.
And also very important is not per person, it's the boat.
Yeah.
So either 2 or 4 or 5 people, the price is same.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane, you guys. These boats, first of all, are insane. The fact that you don't have to get on the cattle call ferry and throw your luggage in and then pray to Lord Jesus that you find it again in 30 minutes. I mean, like the fact that you can stop and have this beautiful picnic lunch on one of these magical islands. Everyone in the US says that they want the untapped, unchartered Greek islands. But then when they get there and realize that they have to be in the stall with the donkey, they don't really love it anymore. So this is the opportunity for your clients to be able to see these uncharted, unexplored, these archaeological, you know, incredible islands, and then go back to their 5-star resort at one of the more, you know, major islands. So it's just, this is like a game changer. I cannot express that to you guys enough. It really, really is.
I
Nicholas,
more.
yeah.
We have had clients saying that the best day of the trip was the day of going from one island to the other, because they didn't even realize that they were doing a transfer. It doesn't feel like a transfer. So you leave from Mykonos in the morning, along with the luggage, nobody sees it. It's, you know.
We have a question, Maria, here from Lindsay, who says, please explain how does the transfer goes if it falls under half day? It can fall under half day, it can fall under full day, it can fall by itself, standalone transfer. There is a price which is completely different because you only count, you know, half an hour to go and, you know, and the mileage to go back. So the guest can choose, your client can choose if he wants drop off, direct, depart 9 o'clock from Mykonos, Paros, or whatsoever, go to Sifnos, go to Naxos, go to Mykonos, and finito. Or if he wants to have it on a half day, we can adjust to both. And it's 3 different prices: full day, half day, just transfer. So you'll get all the price list, even for transfers. And Nicholas, who many times, for example, we had that, guess that they were on just for transfer, and when they understood the beauty of what it means to get transferred by boat from one island to the other, we're like, oh my God, can we stop? I mean, Nicholas, tell us a little bit, you know, few of the examples that you, you know, things. I mean, you also hearing us, is there a per person luggage max? Depending on the boat, but we have enough space. There is enough space for the capacity of the boat. So
I'd say that we can.
Nicholas, remind me, on the Goldfish, we had like 8 suitcases. Mark?
Yes, of course. There's definitely space for suitcases, and it's tried and tested. I don't think there is a limit to how much luggage can be carried, because I think then if the luggage people have is way over the top, I think that's way over the top to someone's understanding. That probably won't fit in the boat. But normal luggage suitcase, which we are acquainted to and what airlines allow for people to travel with, can definitely fit on boats for a whole family.
We never had an issue. Never. I mean, you know, we had probably the crazy couple with 5 suitcases, but again, there is space. So
Right.
If we have 8 people with 25 suitcases, okay, there we might have an issue. But you know,
Yeah, we can organize
not
again.
a
We can
helicopter.
organize
We don't
separate.
have that issue. We don't have issue of weight, not at all. We only have issue of maximum, you know, space. I mean, if we have, we cannot fit 25 suitcases, but this has never happened. We never had issues
I
with
feel
like
like the only issue that you guys ever run into is weather. That's the only thing.
the only
thing that's unfortunately out of their control.
And can
but
I tell you
everything else
something,
is
Meg?
seamless.
Yeah, for the transfers, because they keep asking about the transfers. There are it was easier because of the weather to move around, meaning
Oh, I'm sure.
because we were asking, you know, the weather sometimes makes what we call, you know, some parentheses of not good weather, but you know, allows you to sail. So for example, that we had occasions where we said to the guests, okay, according to your schedule, you were to depart at 10, but it's going to be very rough. You need to depart at 8 because the sea is going to be calmer. Zero issue. You know, guests were very happy departing a little bit earlier. If really the weather is completely crazy, first of all, guests that will know it before, not same day. So we will, because I mean, you know, Nicholas, you can tell a little bit the procedure of how we're doing with the weather.
Yes, I think weather, of course, is a factor which no one has control over. The nice thing, just to summarize regarding weather, is that there's always options with the weather. If the weather comes from the west, if the weather comes from the north, then the opposite side of islands are always a place where we can change the itinerary to have the same experience in a different area. So weather, of course.
Sorry to interrupt you, for you to understand what Nicholas is saying. In an island, yes, the port of Nassau, for example, is situated directly to the north. But if the winds are not friendly the day of our departure, we have shuttles, we have vans, and the guests will depart from another place, so from south. So, you know, they will travel inland to find the boat and move towards the right destination.
Correct.
Yeah, that's
Correct.
the that's the beauty of this entire product and you guys, because they are your boats and they are your captains, which I think is really kind of rare for these advisors to be able to find this, that they're your staff members, you know, they're your team. So the availability for you guys to change on a dime is not unheard of. And it's something that they do super, super well. I will say the flexibility is amazing and they handle it. The best part is too, like you said, with the time difference, right? Like at 6 a.m. Greek time, somebody on the West Coast, like they do it for you too. So you're not, you're not there like waking up to terrible text messages or anything like that. Go ahead, Nico. Sorry. Or whoever.
Nicholas?
Yes. So yeah, I think regarding just to clarify on the weather, obviously safety is something which is non-negotiable. We always take priority in keeping people safe. From then on, though, we will also take into consideration comfort. Safety, we might have not reached the levels of it still might be safe, but it might not be comfortable. And in considering that, we will change location to accommodate what the clients will need. And that is something that we can know a day before, and we can make appropriate adjustments for that to happen in order to allow people to have this experience. Because, as I said, islands do cover weather. So we might decide that initially this is the plan, but because of the weather, we have a plan B. The experience is the same, though. The experience is the same. So that for us with weather, it gives us that possibility to do that. And there are always options, but there's always going to be a time where the weather is just to that extent where things are not safe for anyone, and we do not compromise with that. safety is safety, and that's that, you know. But if we have the ability to modify or to alter in order to, you know, create comfort or to give the best experience, that's always our priority. And we drive on that. So yeah. Just a couple of things I just wanted to fit in with Sophie. I know you saw the pictures on the slide on the presentation that Sophie gave. I know many people think that sometimes presentations, it's like people do their best to get the best possible pictures in a presentation to show people. You know, those photos of the sea, of the beach and everything. But I can actually say hand on heart, that is actually the experience. We need boats to get there to get those pictures. We see those things every day. And that is what Elements Yachting is unlocking, the ability for people to go there and to see things. People might think that these were professional photos taken and everything. I'm very happy to say those are everyday photos that we have and we just found. And us as captains, we can take people from A to B. We do that. We have been doing that. That's what we love to do. But being in Elements, I think one thing that really, really stuck with me, of course, with the team and everything, is having the ability to share the experience with people, but share it, not to show them, not to take them somewhere and say, that is nice, look at it. To actually be part of that experience and share it with them on truly how beautiful Greece is. Our choices of being captains is because we're just absolutely mesmerized with the beauty of Greece, and this is where we choose to live.
Sorry, Nicholas, do you see the pictures behind Meg?
No, I don't actually. Sorry, I'm on my mobile phone.
This is me.
The computer didn't work. Oh, there we go.
With my boat captain. He's not lying.
Oh, so you're there already, huh?
Oh,
yeah, nice.
I mean, it's so true. Maria, I have a cute one of us too. I'll post that one in a second.
Okay, guys, questions. I know it's we already we said we will keep it 1 hour because you are all obviously running after different meetings, and the day is long for many of you. But questions, of course, you will receive all that information and the pictures and the presentation and everything. The team is going to be here to answer everything you need in order to be able to explain to your guests the beauty of what cruising in Greece is all about. But now that we're here, questions? Any other question? Which?
So Marianne had a question, and it says, an experience with yacht or catamaran charters for 10 to 12 people starting in Athens.
What would I lost?
So there's a question about if you have a yacht or catamaran charter for 10 to 12 people starting in Athens.
Absolutely, yes. But that would be the deal of Original Senses, because inside the Original Senses we have a team of yacht brokers that they actually go and search for the best yacht option. You name it catamaran, you name it mega yacht, ultra mega yacht, and whatsoever. So yes, catamarans, it's a huge product in Greece, and there are many catamarans in Athens, but more and more, yes, they prefer to have catamarans departing from a Cycladic island, not to lose time, because to depart from Athens and to arrive in Cyclades, then you would need again to come back, or, you know, normally that's the way it is. And also it would be 1 week, because this is the minimum when you have, you know, a big group of people getting on a yacht or a catamaran or a sailing boat.
The weekend, it's typically Saturday to Saturday, so time is
Maybe also Sunday to Sunday.
Yeah, most of the times it's Saturday to Saturday, and we can always relocate the boat, as Sophie said, not only in the Cyclades but also in the Ionian Sea.
Everywhere.
And makes great sense.
On the Ionian Sea, we would charter
From
catamaran
there, some of
from
them,
the Ionian side, because otherwise it's a killer to depart from Athens and to cross all the Corinthian Gulf to go all the way to the Ionian. It's far. Yeah. Questions? Other questions?
Yep. So that's the beauty, you guys. If Elements cannot handle the particular request, cannot handle it, but currently they haven't grown to take over all of Greece yet. They will soon with your help. But Original Senses, Maria, Sophie, Vicky, and the team are there to help with anything else outside of the realm. So these are your experts.
absolutely.
I think that was the last question that we had. I mean, you guys did a great job covering everything. Once again, it will be sent to you. So thank you so much for participating. This was fun. I love going Greek with my favorite people in the world. We're not, Dolores and I are not allowed to have favorite children, but they're one of my faves. Okay. They're so easy to work with. They understand travel advisors like no one else. They pay commissions on time. They give you all the information. They respond sometimes faster than J.MAK himself. Can you believe it? I mean, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
So,
and J.MAK is like, love ya.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they bring they bring some Greek knowledge to the table there too. So it's not just oh my God, hooray, but we love J.MAK for that. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much, Sophie and team. This was fabulous. Please get your Greek requests in now before it gets crazy. The season's going to be just as insane as it was last year. So push your clients, and then the team will follow up so that you can post on social media and get those inquiries headed our way. Be sure to copy in hi at J.MAK.
Send the video and everything. They can post on social media. They can do whatever they want. It's our video. It's our material. So
love it. We'll blast it.
Yeah.
And be sure to reach out to the J.MAK at email addresses, which you can find on each partner page. So Elements Yachting has their partner page and Original Senses has their own too. And we have J.MAK at email addresses for both of them. You can always reach out to us or myself, Dolores, if you have any questions. Thanks, everyone. This was great.
Thank you, both of you.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Yamas.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, 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 bye.